Hey there folks, Foggy here. Welcome to day 146 of my year of solo board gaming. I'm hoping that the recording is working here. Still having my Streamlabs issues. We are playing a game called Maquis, which is a worker placement game involving the French and some really horrible Germans. And we are set up to do the introductory mission. We're actually going to do a couple of these, I think. This is a solo game, and I've heard a lot of really good things about it. And we're starting with the two easy missions here, just because we are going to try to learn the game here. Each round, we're going to be taking our little French resistance fighters and sending them out to different locations to do different things, and then hopefully avoiding the police. Now, the way that this will work is that each round we will place our workers and place police, or place the milice, military police, I think is the portmanteau there, alternating back and forth. And they're going to use this patrol deck to basically determine where they go. And what we're going to do is try to avoid getting arrested. We can recruit more workers, and if the morale starts to drop, we'll get more milice people. And if we use our weapons, we can actually get soldiers out that are really nasty, because they can't be dismissed like that. And we will lose morale if we bring out more soldiers. There's a whole bunch of resources that we can gain here, and then there's some additional locations that we can put into place should we desire to. Now, this is a relatively easy mission, so we're probably not going to be doing much of that. We have Officer's Mansion. We have to tag 3 different locations with graffiti, and then once they are tagged, we can place a worker there. And then finally, we have Milice Parade Day. And on days 3, 6, 9, 12, or 14, we want to deliver a weapon to the Rue Baradat, which is over here. And we don't have to worry about the worker coming back. We just have to make sure that the worker drops off a weapon there. So it's a pretty straightforward 2 pairs of missions. We're going to go ahead and get started here. What we're going to do is check first of all to see how many patrol will be out. Now, each of these morale spaces has a little red number on it. We start where the red number is 3, and we have 3 resistance people. So we take the higher of those 2 numbers, which in this case is 3 for both. So we'll be placing 3 of the patrollers. And we'll go back and forth. I'll decide where to go first, and in this case, I'm going to go to the grocer, because I want to actually get some people added. And then we draw from this patrol deck. And each item on the patrol deck, I'll set it up like this so you can see both, starts off with 3 locations, and you start off with whatever the first location is, in this case Radio A. But if we had had a person to Radio A, then we'd go to Pont l'Evêque, and if either there were a patrol or myself at either of these locations, then we go to the black market. Now, let's say there were people at all 3 of these locations, a patrol, a resistance worker, and a patrol. We'd go through the locations again, this time going, well, there's another patrol there, I don't need to be there, but this time there's a resistance worker there, and now in the second pass, I'm going to arrest that person. Doesn't take very long to do that, but you don't want to get arrested because that removes the resistance worker from the game. We'll now go ahead and place our second worker. We're going to place one on the cafe. And now there will be one at the fence. And now I can take a risk here. I can go to Radio B. And I think I'm going to do that because I think the only way that I can get messed up from that is if they come up with black market on the next turn. Let's go ahead and try that. And fence, Pont du Nord, Pont l'Evêque. So they're going to go, fence is already occupied, they'll go Pont du Nord. That was definitely a risk. Once everybody's placed, then you go ahead and do all the actions that you are doing. In this case, you can do them in any order you want. So in this case, I'm going to do the grocer, which means I collect 1 food. I'm going to do the cafe, and I have to return to the save house when I do this, which means that in exchange for 1 food, I'm going to get another worker. And Radio B means that I can either get some intel, or I can do an airdrop. And the airdrop means that I can drop either 1 money, 1 weapon, or 3 food onto one of these 2 fields. Now, I'm going to go ahead and drop the weapon so I get that taken care of. You cannot pick it up the same turn. So if I had had a worker on the field, I would not be able to pick that up. So that worker is going to come back. there's a safe path going from Radio B to the safe house because there are no patrol along this route. We're then going to remove all these folks here. Forgot to move the day tracker, but now we'll move the day tracker up to 2, and it is now our second day. Now we're still at our starting morale, which means that red number is a 3. However, I've also now got 4 workers, and that means that I will have to put out 4 patrol, which is a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start focusing on getting the places tagged. So we'll go with Pont-l'Evêque first. For the 3 locations, it has to be Pont-du-Nord, Pont-l'Evêque, and Rue de Barat. And I want to make sure that I have safe ways to get back. If I do somebody at Pont-l'Evêque, there's no way that the Pont-l'Evêque person can't get back to the safe house. Radio B, that'll be the first one. I'm now going to do the doctor because I do want to pick up some medicine as well. That medicine will be helpful. Now, Radio B is already taken, so then the next one's going to be at Rue Barat, which means I can no longer do Rue Barat, which kind of blows. So we'll do the poor district. Now, you might be asking yourself, why am I doing the poor district? Wouldn't I want to go to Pont-du-Nord to get the other tag? And yeah, I could, but I would also leave myself open for potentially getting blocked off at either the poor district or the black market. Oh, and I forgot to do hold on. Yeah, no, that's right. That's our third person. So then we're going to go grocer. That gets cut off. And so finally, I'll go ahead and do Pont-du-Nord as my last one. Radio A, so this is where this one goes. So far, so good. So we can do this in any order that we want. The person at the doctor's will bring back some medicine. In the poor district, I can actually trade in the medicine for morale. So I will go ahead and do that. In addition, I can also do some tagging at Pont-du-Nord and Pont-l'Evêque. They give you these little cubes you can use to indicate that. Both these two can return safely because of where the patrols are. Now, I will point out that the patrols here, we only have a couple left. We have 3 left. We'll be using all of them, and they actually give you the exact breakdown, and you can go back and look and see exactly what's in here. So, for example, I know that the remaining 3, I want to go back and actually take a look. If I had this open to the right spot, it would have been better. This would be more interesting. All right, so patrol card summary. We'll put this up here. So we've used Radio A, Rue Barat, and Grocer. That's that one. But we've used Grocer, Pont-du-Nord, Fence. That's that one. Radio B, Rue Barat, Pont-l'Evêque. That's that one. So it's these 3 so far. The other Radio B is over there. The Fence up here. The Fence. Those. I don't know where this other one is. Oh, it's this one down here. There we go. And then this Pont-l'Evêque. So we know which ones have been used. We know that the next one is either going to be Pont-l'Evêque or the Grocer is going to be the first one that comes up. So if we go with Grocer, we know that we're most likely going to be looking at Pont-l'Evêque or the poor district, one of those 2. Now we need to get somebody over to Rue Barat to both. We're also on day 3 now, and the morale's actually. So sorry, I'm skipping ahead a bit. We're going to move the day marker down to day 3. The morale goes down by 1. And now we kind of want to get somebody out to Rue Barat. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Pont-l'Evêque. Pont-l'Evêque is in fact the first one that comes up, and instead the person's going to go to Pont-du-Nord. We're going to go Doctor, Pont-l'Evêque Black Market, Doctor. We're going to go Rue Barat, Grocer this time around, and we're going to go ahead and pick up the gun as well. Now, we have run out of patrol cards. We still need to do one more patrol, though. And the last one will be the Grocer, except there's already somebody there, or the poor district. Fortunately, there's nobody there. So this time around, we're going to have somebody pick up the weapon, give it to our person out here, and deliver that. Now, unfortunately, that means that this person is arrested. They're not going to be able to complete the objective, but we have completed this. Because we had to deliver one weapon to Rubarat on a parade day. That's today. Worker is arrested. Increase morale by 1. Before the mission is completed, the road between Rubarat and the fence is blocked off on parade days. Unfortunately, we haven't had to worry about that. The doctor, this person at the doctor will go ahead and pick up some medicine, just because. This person at Pont l'Evêque doesn't do anything. And then these are all retired. We only have 3 workers now, and our morale is such that we only are going to need 3 workers. So we can go ahead and move this here. And we'll go ahead and start with Pont l'Evêque. Pont l'Evêque, Black Market, and the doctors. Okay, so Black Market. We're going to continue out this way. Actually, we're going to continue to Rue Barat, because either the second one will take the fence or the doctor, or it won't matter, and we'll just simply make sure that we have the doctor blocked off. Grocer, so there we go. And now we'll send somebody to the doctor. Radio B is where they go. All right, and that's all the folks that we have to send out for patrol. So we'll go ahead and do this in no particular order. We're going to get some medicine. It's not really going to matter. We've done this. We've now succeeded. We have 1 more tagged, and then this person will come back here. Now the last thing I need to do on the next turn, we have 1 more turn to go. We just simply have to send somebody up here. Because of the orange shield, we don't have to worry about them getting arrested. We can just send them up there. It does not matter. They're good to go. These folks will come off here. But just for the sake of completeness, we'll go ahead and complete this. Go down here to 5. We'll send somebody up here to this location. Radio B is the first one tagged. We'll send somebody to the fence. Fence, Rue Barat. So we'll send somebody to Rue Barat. And we'll send somebody to Core District. And I'll decline some spam that just came up. And then finally, Radio A, that's the other location. Unfortunately, this doesn't really make a difference, but we could go ahead and exchange this for morale. It's not, like I said, it's not going to make a difference. We could also trade some money for a weapon, but we don't really have anything to trade. This worker goes here, and both of these are now complete. And that is Maquis. Now, these are the easiest 2 adventures in the game. They are intended to be introductory missions to help you get used to the game, to help you understand how the game works, and to get the flow taken. Obviously, there are some much harder games, and in fact, we're going to come back tomorrow and do a much harder version of this. Or not much harder. We're going to do a harder version. We're not going to do much harder. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon.